Welcome to St James's Court Hotel, a fabulous place by the Dodge Hotels. Thank you very much for being here to celebrate the release and of course to have a chat with the amazing cast of the film that's due to be released on the 6th of February. It is of course Shamitabh, directed by R Balki, who's given us some phenomenal films over the last few years. I wanted to just let you know that the film releases on the 6th of February, and we are fortunate enough to have three of the main stars of the film. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the star of many, many South films, and of course the hit film Ranjana. Please welcome Dhanush onto the stage. Nice and loud, thank you. And a young lady who is making her debut into Hindi cinema, comes from a bloodline of amazing, amazing film royalty. Please put your hands together for Akshara. And of course, a man who needs no introduction, a man that we've all grown up watching. Many of us have loved his films for the last 40 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. Fabulous. Well, firstly, thank you so much for being here, guys. It's a real honor and a pleasure to be sitting here on stage with you. And I know Mr. Bachchan flew in last night, you guys got in this morning, so it's a hectic schedule and an amazing whirlwind kind of a press conference and coverage for the release of this amazing film, Shamitabh, that we're always looking forward to. So firstly, congratulations to all three of you. Mr. Bachchan, I'd like to start with you. As we can tell from the first look of the film, Shamitabh, and the trailer that's been released, we don't really know too much about it. It seems to be shrouded in secrecy, and with secrecy comes speculation. So could you put us to rest and tell us a little bit about the film and what the film is about?
A lot of people have actually been intrigued by the title, and they just feel that because Dhanush and my name is kind of incorporated in the title, therefore it's been done for some kind of sensation. That is quite untrue. Shamitabh comes out of the script of the film, and when you see the film, of course, then you will understand why it's there. It's actually a story of two individuals who have different qualities. And there's a journalist that observes this, and that's being played by Akshara. She actually observes these two separate qualities, which individually they possess, but jointly they don't. And she wonders if both of them were to come together, it would be very beneficial for the work or the profession that both of them are in. She does that, they both come together after some persuasion, and they move forward. And in the end, what happens in most of these cases is that ego comes in between the two individuals. How that is resolved or not resolved, that really is the story. The other thing that can be said so far is that I'm going to be giving my voice to Dhanush as a character in the film. And why that voice is given, in what manner it is given, that I'm afraid we can't disclose right now. But we hope that when you see the film, you will appreciate that.
Well, we don't have too long to wait, thank you God. 6th of February is the release, Dhanush. Firstly, thank you for being here. Now, obviously, I mean, you've done many, many films over the years, some 25, 30 films in the South. This is your second Hindi film. I mean, how was it as an experience to work on, firstly on Shamitabh, and of course with Mr. Bachchan, and working with Balki sir as well?
Good morning, everybody. It was a great opportunity for me to learn from the best. Ameet ji, R Balki, PC Sriram sir and Ilayaraja sir, such big legends of Indian cinema, and I found it as a great opportunity to work with them, to learn from them, and working with Balki he's a taskmaster. He knows what he wants. He's mastered his art well, and he exactly knows what he wants, and he takes the best out of his actors. And I'm very thankful to him for giving me this character, for giving me the script, for giving me Shamitabh. And working with Ameet ji is an amazing experience. It's like a dream come true. I mean, every actor's dream is to work with him, to learn from him, and to see him perform live in front of your eyes, it was really, amazing. And his dedication is, to have him here and say all these words, but I really have to. He's simply amazing. I learned a lot from him. I wish I could follow what I learned, and I wish there were more number of days with him to learn more from him. But it was amazing experience working with him.
Fabulous. Can you tell us a little bit about your character? Mr. Bachchan's kind of told us a little bit about the film, but what can you tell us about the character that you play?
He said it, most of it, and I don't know what more I can add to that without revealing anything about the script. My character, or Sir's character, Akshara's character, the story is completely based on these characters, and whatever little I say about my character, it's like telling about the script, revealing the script.
Great. Akshara, we'll come to you. Firstly, congratulations on such an amazing debut into the Hindi film industry. How did you get involved with the film?
Well, firstly, good morning everybody. First and foremost, I was actually at a function with Balki sir, and he had said that there was a project he had me in mind for, and I was completely honored to have heard that, and it was actually very simple how it came about, and then we had a script discussion a week later, and I was completely bowled over, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this film, so yeah.
Fabulous. And your first experience of being on a film set in front of the camera in such a big film with such a stalwart cast, how was that feeling?
In the beginning I was uncertain, I was really scared because it's my first film and I didn't know how I would perform, and Balki sir actually helped me. Mr. Bachchan and Dhanush made me feel so comfortable and at such ease. So it made it a lot easier for me to perform.
Fabulous. Well, we know a little bit more about the film, ladies and gentlemen, so before we go any further, I just want to show you the trailer that has been launched for the release of the film on the 6th of February.
तुम लोग मुझे ढूंढ रहे हो और मैं तुम्हारा यहाँ इंतजार कर रहा हूँ। हाय, हेलो, नमस्कार, खुशामदीद। एक क्या बकवासी
आपकी आवाज़ उसके मुंह से अच्छी लगती है ना?
ये आवाज़ एक कुत्ते के मुंह से भी अच्छी होगी। आप मीडिया के लोग तो एक आदमी की शक्ल और आवाज के बीच में भी नफरत पैदा कर सकते हैं। मेरे बिना तो क्या है? क्या? मैं फिनिश्ड तो तू भी फिनिश्ड।
क्यों? टाइमिंग बहुत खराब चल रही है। सेक्सी एक्ट्रेस नहीं मिली है तो बिग डायरेक्टर पे चांस मारो। किस में स्मोकी।
Shamitabh.
There was, ladies and gentlemen, the trailer for Shamitabh. Mr. Bachchan, is it true that Balki sir gifted this film for your 70th birthday? This was a story I read.
Yeah. Actually, during the process of these promotional activities, I'm also coming to know of this. I hadn't known about this before. But he keeps saying that he was on my he's on his way to my house, and he was stuck in a traffic jam, and he felt that he should be giving me a gift, so he thought of this story, and that's how it all happened. But really, Balki has a very intellectual, very sensitive mind. He thinks differently. He's always made stories that have not been the regular escapist fare that you see in Hindi cinema. Whether it was Cheeni Kum, whether it was Paa, and now Shamitabh, they've always been an element of something that is different, not seen before. It's a quality that he has, and which I greatly appreciate. And I'm sure that it's not just the plot of the film, but also the way he writes it, and some of the things that he expresses through his dialogues. Before, that kind of a temperament in all his films. I think I can say with a certain amount of confidence that this is a plot, perhaps, that has never been seen before, at least in Indian cinema. Maybe true for cinema worldwide, but it's quite unique. And when you see the film, of course, you realize that. But it's been a great joy and a great experience to live with his thought process, to be able to fructify whatever he thought. And as I said earlier, it's basically a story of two people who have different qualities. They're exceptional in their own field, in that regimen. But they lack something which the other has. And when they come together, they actually make a lot of progress and succeed. It's more about more than if they were by themselves or on their own. And I think that's the hidden message behind in the screenplay. The film deals with cinema, with films. It's all about cinema. Many facets of it that perhaps many of you have seen happening, and because news channels and the media is so prominent these days that you come to know every aspect, but it's just beautifully woven into a story the way Balki has done it.
Akshara, as a kind of debut actress in a film on this scale, I mean, obviously you come from an amazing family of talented actors with years of experience as well. Did you seek any advice from dad or mum, or even Shruti, your sister? I mean, was there something that you had to go to them and say, how do I do this?
Actually, I had Balki sir to go and ask, because, and yes, I did ask my parents, but largely I asked Balki sir because I feel he's a teacher and he guided me a lot. And certain things which I felt needed to ask my parents, I did ask them, and they did give me advice, which actually helped me. And they told me, okay, there are many ways of looking at it, and there are many ways of doing it. This is how it is, so you can choose whichever way you want to do it.
Fabulous. Dhanush, for someone that's so experienced, how was it to have somebody else's voice be your performance, as it were? Or be part of your performance, at least?
First, it was very different and weird. Actually, it was tough also to perform because the film was first dubbed by Sir, and then I had to perform for the voice.
Right.
And then I can't take prompting. If somebody prompts me, I stop in between. I can't perform. I have to know my lines and say. But to have constant prompting, and then it was beginning. It was for first 1 week, 10 days. It was little weird for me to. And his voice is so majestic, and we've seen him. We've grown up watching his films, learning from him, and to hear his voice and not perform like him. That's even a bigger task, automatically.
It's really tough sitting here and hearing all this.
So I have to say what I have to say.
Did you find that you had to change your physicality in order to deliver the lines in Mr. Bachchan's voice? Or
the challenge was to be myself, to just like how I would really do it. But then it was really generous of him. He actually read a few things according to how I performed.
You know, this is an aspect of this film which I also perhaps did for the first time. We recorded the entire script. I recorded the entire script inside a dubbing theatre, all by myself and with Balki, telling me how his vision was about how the screenplay would go. And then we filmed it and played back what was recorded. So actors performed according to the recording. And then I went and redubbed the entire film again because his facial expressions are going to be different to my voice. And that's really what I want to say about him, which is something that he said very briefly, is that what he has done is he has remained himself as an actor and as a character in the film, but performed according to somebody else's voice. I think that's really tough. It would be easy for me to replicate my own voice or lip sync my own voice. It's much like some of the songs that we do in our films. You know, we lip sync our songs. They're sung by, you know, eminent artists like Lata Mangeshkar and Kishore Kumar and Mohammed Rafi. But when they're singing the song, they have an expression of rendering it as a singer. But when we get the song, it's in a different situation. It could be a romantic situation, it could be a happy situation, and we perform all kinds of different movements and facial movements to match the singing that has been done. So that's the difference that comes in when he has to match my voice. And therefore I had to redub the whole thing, trying to match his expressions to my voice all over again.
Actually, did you ever have a go of trying to lip sync towards Mr. Bachchan's voice at all? Just for some outtakes, for some fun? I mean, it must be an amazing challenge. I mean, many actors do animation films to either animated characters first or, like you say, dub the film first. But this is a live action thing, so to be able to match up to somebody else's voice and to go through a process of having to dub the film first, then go back and then see Dhanush's performance and then go back and dub it to some of his physicalities. I mean, that's a long process. I mean, how long has this film been in production of the actual shoot?
Surprisingly not so long. When did we start actually? I think about 6 months, within 6 months we reached release date. So from the first day of shoot to the 6th of February, about 6 months.
Wow, fabulous. Now, Mr. Bachchan, we've seen you have kind of dynamic partnerships with many directors or writers and actors before. Javed Salim Javed, Manmohan Desai, Yash Chopra ji, so on and so forth. Do you think the Balki Bachchan thing, this being the third film, and I'm sure it will be equally as successful, if not more, is that something that is going to be an ongoing partnership?
Well, I would hope so. This is more for Balki to decide whether he wants to continue working. But yes, Balki, as I said, is an unusual mind. He always comes up with something that's so unique, so fresh, so different, and very challenging for every actor. We all look for moments when we can have a challenge, when we can do something different, and Balki provides that difference to us. So yes, I do look forward to working.
Are you, and the Balki Bachchan dynamic duo, is that kind of a Rajkumar Hirani Amir Khan giving them a run for their money?
Well, maybe not so large as Rajkumar Hirani and Amir Khan, but on a lesser scale, yes.
Oh, I don't know. Mr. Bachchan, I'm going to open up the floor in just a little while to our media friends out here. But before we go, obviously, I mean, your voice has become synonymous with many of us growing up and throughout the last 40 years or so. So we can't leave without hearing something from your baritone voice, either some dialogues from a film that you'd like to recite, or a few lines of a song, or a shairi, or something, just to give us something of that voice, because this is so focused on your voice.
Gosh, this is like wanting to do an audition test for wanting to work in a movie. I don't know. Okay,
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि जिंदगी तेरी जुल्फों की नरम छांव में गुजरने पाती तो शादाब हो भी सकती थी। ये रंज और गम की स्याही जो दिल पे छाई है तेरी नज़र की शुआओं में खो भी सकती थी, मगर ये हो न सका और अब ये आलम है कि तू नहीं, तेरा गम, तेरी जुस्तजू भी नहीं। गुजर रही है जिंदगी कुछ इस तरह जैसे इसे किसी की सहारे की आरज़ू भी नहीं। Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Before I open it up, also, I want to take a moment to congratulate Mr. Bachchan as well. Yesterday, you received the amazing, prestigious recognition of the Padma Vibhushan Award from the Indian government, so congratulations for that. The highest you can achieve. And of course, also something that I heard yesterday as well, the work that you've done with trying to preserve the tigers in India as well. The numbers of tigers have actually doubled since you've been involved in. So congratulations on that for doing such a great job. And I'd like to apologise for Mr. Balki not being here as well. He's busy kind of finishing the film because it releases on the 6th of Feb. So thank you so much to the three of you. I'm going to open up the floor now to some of our distinguished friends out here. Have we got any questions at all? Yes, sir. Have we got a mic out here?
It's fine, I can do it.
Okay, go for it. Do your best Mr. Bachchan impression. Come on.
Absolutely, I'll try my best. Real honor, Mr. Bachchan, having you here in London. Rahul Joglekar from NDTV. Just wondered if I can ask you a bit more about the honor that you won. And Mamata Banerjee, an Indian politician, has said that you should actually have been given the Bharat Ratna. What do you have to say about that, sir?
I think Mamata has been far too generous. I'm very grateful to the government of India for giving me this recognition. I've always felt that I don't deserve all this, but it's very kind and generous of the government to think like that. But with all due respect to Mamata Di, I think that she's been a little too liberal in her thoughts.
Thank you. Anybody else? More questions? The lady here, yeah.
Hi, Mr. Bachchan. Thanks for coming. Can I just ask, how do you think the film industry has changed for newcomers today compared to when you made your debut?
I think with each decade, life changes, society changes, country changes, people's thinking changes. And I think cinema is no different. It also makes these changes. From the late 60s when I came into the film industry right till now, I've had the good fortune to have worked with each generation. And I'm still considering myself very fortunate to have an opportunity to work with them again. I find technically we've made a lot of progress. We never had the facilities earlier on with the kind of technology that the West has as far as equipment and camera equipments, editing, lights, all the technologies that go in there. Because we had restrictions on whether we could actually import them. But ever since the economy opened up, we've had these facilities now, and I see most of the equipment that is being used in the West now being also deployed in India. As far as the younger generation is concerned, I have great admiration for them because they are extremely talented and very aggressive, very determined to achieve their goals. They're absolutely perfect in their very first appearance, which is something that we in our generation were never, and we still aren't. But they know exactly what they have to do. They're very conversant with what is going on in the world. I marvel at their confidence and their approach to filmmaking. And I just am very, very fortunate. When I work on the sets, the average age on set is about 25, 30. And I'm getting into my 73rd year, so I feel a little awkward being with them. But I love their company. I get to meet them. I spend time with them, and I learn so much from them. Cinema, in a sense, reflects society. So if India has changed over the years, then you will find those differences. I know that there are many criticisms on the content. So how do you defend that? And I say that perhaps this is what the audiences want. The cinema flourishes because of what the audiences go out and see. And if a particular film does really well, that means it had the patronage of the audiences. And so I would give credit to the audience that they have become more receptive to wanting to see better content, better performances, better technology, but mainly better content. And in that respect, I feel that some of the experimentation that has been done with stories is a lot better. Having said that, I feel that the writing, perhaps in the lyrics of our songs, have perhaps taken a beating.
And I know that the younger generation is going to beat me for that. But we had a lot more time. And there weren't so many avenues of entertainment at that time. So we would appreciate, a song taking lyrical value and taking its time to be expressed. It took time for the leading man and the leading lady to express their love for each other. It took almost, half the film before you actually found out that they were in love. Today's generation says, okay, hurry up and say what you have to say and get on with it. And so it finishes in the first reel and then the rest of the story follows. It's just the speed of communication that has increased. And that has come about with many other factors. It's the way, we are communicating with each other today. Whether it's the mobile phone or whether it's the internet or the computers, it becomes so rapid, so fast, that it reflects in the way we conduct ourselves. This generation speaks really fast. And they're very cryptic in all their expressions, cool and rocky. These are expressions that we used to use and, deploy at least 4 or 5 sentences before we could express what cool meant. But I think that's part of the generation. They have decided that this is how they want to live. So that will reflect in our films.
Brilliant. Anybody else? Let's take this gentleman at the front here.
My name is Asim from UK Time. My question to the young lady, Akshara. How was your experience working with such a legendary person, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and especially in your first film? So, can you share something with us, please?
Firstly, I was actually really nervous, but Sir will not agree with me. But I was prepared earlier, so when I got on set, first and foremost, I'm completely honored to be part of my to be in my first film with Mr. Bachchan and Dhanush. I've learned so much from Sir, and there's still a lot more for me to learn. I just wish this film didn't end, And it's just been an amazing experience, and it's hard to explain in words.
Yes, Jaspreet.
It's a question for Mr. Bachchan. It's Jaspreet from the NRI. Over the decades, the average man on the street, comedians, young actors have tried to copy your distinctive voice. When you were growing up or when you were a young actor, was there anybody you wanted to imitate? Any voices that you love?
Firstly, I don't agree with you that they want to imitate me. But Yusuf Khan and Wahida, I still have. I feel that they are all iconic in their contribution towards Indian cinema. And I've always felt, as far as the history of cinema is concerned, when it will be written, it'll always be before Dilip Kumar and after Dilip Kumar.
But anybody locally that you...
No, man, no.
Yes, hello. My name is Suman Butcher. I'm representing the website Shrouded. The question for you, Mr. Bachchan. Sorry. Yes, hi. I have a question for Mr. Bachchan. I really enjoy you on KBC, but that's just inside. How do you look after your voice? Do you gargle with glycerine, or do you eat pickles, or what do you do,
Castor oil. No, nothing really. I don't take any precaution. I need to speak a lot, seriously, yeah. There are times when, your voice goes down and it becomes very husky and very soft and almost like a whisper. And so I asked some people in the medical field why this is happening. So they said, you need to use it more often. So maybe I need to do some more press conferences.
Just a question at the back here. Right at the back here, Mr. Bachchan, journalist from the UK Asian. Just continuing on from her question, there's a story that you long ago applied for a job at All India Radio and were rejected. What did you actually apply for, and what kind of impact does your voice have at home? Do you, for instance, sing or read to your granddaughter?
About
All India Radio, yes. I was just out of university, looking for a job. I wasn't finding any jobs. Someone said, you know, you need to be a commentator, and perhaps you know of him, Surajit Sen. They were magnificent voices who were newsreaders and commentators. As far as my granddaughter is concerned, it's just another granddad talking to his granddaughter. I don't know whether I should be using a different voice for it, but it's just like you and me talking.
Unless you're playing the characters from the book.
Yeah, but children of today, they don't like all that, you know, mollycoddling and that coochie-cooing. I think they just want to be spoken to as normally as possible. And she understands that, so it's fine.
Yes, sir. It's coming. Don't worry, you're quite close. You can start.
Watch out.
Go for it.
Good morning, Mr. Bachchan, and it's a pleasure to be here. Good to see you. And I'm fortunate enough to have met you several times in the past, but going back to 1983 when I first met you in the NEC in Birmingham. And I said then if I ever had a son, I would name him Ameet. Ameet is now 16 years old, and he's totally distraught. He's not here today. He's doing his biology exam, and it would be a great honour if you would wish him luck for his physics exam for tomorrow morning.
Okay. Ameet, wishing you all the best for your physics exam tomorrow morning. I did physics too. It's a really tough subject, but I do wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
There's always hope if you don't get through. There you go.
What do you think I'm doing here?
Pleasure having you here in London, Mr. Bachchan, and the whole team of Shamitabh. I'm Swati from Asian Sunday newspaper. My question to you, sir, is mostly a film has a leading man or a leading lady, but Shamitabh has a leading voice, which seems to be the pivotal focus for the film. In a way, it's an ode to your voice. How does it feel to have your voice being celebrated and lauded in such a unique fashion?
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing for me to talk about this, but maybe Balki should be the right person to answer this question, why he chose this subject.
Yeah.
I have never thought about it as seriously as you are, but Balki just felt that it was, I like the concept. You know, when you see the film, you will realize what I'm talking about. I like the concept of the film, and as I said earlier on, it's a concept that perhaps hasn't been seen before. And how wonderfully to have that become the focus of the entire attention of the film. Yes, you're right, we have no leading man, no leading lady. In a sense, we have Dhanush and Akshara there, who have some kind of a hidden feeling amongst them. But it's never, you know, very, very expressive, unlike some of our other Hindi cinema. But how wonderful to be doing something different and just have another story which doesn't rely on the tried and tested formula. So that is why I feel that the uniqueness of the film has been introduced by Balki to have a voice being given to somebody else. And what happens as a result of that? It's a lot more sensitive, it's a lot more complicated than what may seem to all of you today. But I think it's woven in the script so beautifully that there were many aspects that even I wondered when I heard the first narration. How did he ever think of this? And that's really the beauty of the film.
For all the fans of Mr. Bachchan, we are surely not complaining. It's a treat for us, so thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Lady in the green here.
Hello, Mr. Bachchan. It's a real honour to be speaking to you. My name's Faria from Asiana. My question to you is, first of all of us have our favourite Bachchan movies, but what would be your own, from your own movies, which is your most, which is most special to you, and why?
They're all favorites of mine.
There must be one.
And it would be very unfair to all my directors and producers and co-artists if I were to name a few. It's really tough. I've enjoyed working in all my films, and I know that there are references to many of them when I have, you know, meetings like this or meeting people in public. But really tough, really tough.
Okay, in most recent times.
I think one of the most perfect scripts, according to me, that I worked in was Diwar, written by Salim Javed. I feel it had the most perfect screenplay in Indian cinema so far. I greatly enjoyed that. And as I said, every one of my films has been a favorite.
Actually, ironically, mine is Diwar. Mine's favorite, and Sharabi, but that's for different reasons. What was your favorite out of all of Mr. Bachchan's films? Surely. The new ones, right?
I've seen it 100 times.
You're not Punjabi by any chance, are you? Right, gentlemen, in the suit at the back.
Hi, good morning, sir. My name is... Yeah. No, thank you for being here. I'm Dhanush Khan from Times Now. I'm going a bit back, and I just wanted to know, when you first met Khwaja Ahmed Abbas, is it true that he wrote a letter to your father? Because I read his book and he said that he knew your father and he wanted to check from him whether you have the permission to join the film industry. How true is that? And
Khwaja Ahmed Abbas was one of the most prominent progressive writers, very socialist in his thinking. Soon out of independence, this was the temperament, and the constitutionally as well, temperament of the country. A greatly admired writer. All his cinema had that the kind of base, a socialist base, and obviously my father, because of his writing and his presence in the country during that time, who was also involved in the fight for freedom, obviously they knew each other and had met each other on several occasions. I came to Abbas Sahib because one of the ladies that was going to work in South Hindustani was a friend of my brother's, and they all moved around in one big circle. And she said that Mr. Abbas is looking for new faces. I had already applied in a contest which was being conducted by the Filmfare and Madhuri, the Hindi magazine, where they were inviting entrants to come and audition for a probable role in a film. I applied. I was rejected in the preliminaries, and then I was waiting, just hoping to get a chance. So when my brother informed this lady, that's how Abbas Sahib said, "Let me meet him." So I landed up in Mumbai and I met Abbas Sahib, and when he asked me my name, he said, "Okay, can you wait outside?" And that's when he actually referred to my father. He thought I had run away from home and wanted to join the movies or something like that. But then, of course, it was confirmed by my father.
Yes, could you?
Is there any mic?
Yeah, it's just come this way.
Hi, this is Gunjan from Sony Television. This is for Dhanush. When you choose a role, is there any preparation you do, or is there any sketching? How do you sketch your role in your mind? And also on the filming day, what do you do? Is there any method that you follow?
To choose a script?
Once you've chosen the script and you know your role, your character, so how do you prepare for it? Is there any methods?
Actually, I don't have any methods. I just blindly go and follow what the director has to say. I mean, the director does all the hard work. He knows the character better than I can ever. I mean, I can ever know. And I go to the sets as empty as possible. I wait for them to feed me with all the data that they have, and I just try to give the right output.
And is that before the first take, or do you do your first instinctual take or two and then take the direction?
Sorry,
as in, would you say you go empty on sets and allow the director to give you all the data that they have? Would you do the first take or two based on instinct and then take direction after the director's seen what you have to offer first, or do you do it the other way?
I mean, the director explains everything, and then I just take it as much as possible, and then I try to just go for a take. And so far, my first has always been my best. So after that, it keeps going down.
That's good. That's good. Well, certainly back in the day on film, proper 35 and 70mm, a director would be very happy with you. Yes, sir. Go on.
Good morning, Bachchan Sahab, Sir Bachchan. It's a pleasure for me to see you first time in London. I've been watching your movies since my childhood, and I've been missing my classes, missing my exams as well. So I'm from Express. I'm representing Express News TV, Pakistan, which is a Pakistani channel. My question to you is that if you have got given an opportunity to remake some of your movie, which movie you will go for that?
I hope that I don't have to remake a film. I just feel that films have their own life and their own status, and sometimes I feel awkward that somebody's talking about a remake. But having said that, I must say that some of the classics of Indian cinema have been remade, and that they've done well. Devdas, for example, has been made 4 or 5 times, and that really talks about the strength of the writer, Sharat Chand, and the several people that actually attempted in making it. It was K.L. Sehgal before, and it was Dilip Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan, Anurag Kashyap did his own. When the subject and the writing is so strong, people are tempted to remake it in what they feel should be the interpretation. And with generations, that interpretation changes. But I wouldn't be able to say which film of mine I would want to remake. I would want to reshoot all my films as far as my performance is concerned. Because whenever you see your film later on, you feel, oh gosh, this needed so much more I could do. And I'm sure that Dhanush and Akshara, when you get to that stage, you will also understand what I'm saying.
Is there a film or a story that you've been part of that may not have done as well, but you thought was amazing and maybe should be remade now, either with you or with somebody else?
Not really. I would be defeating what I've just said then.
Right.
A film has been made in a particular vision, in a concept of the director. I don't think that the director goes out deliberately wanting to make a bad film. Sure. But I think it should be left as it is. Everyone can have their own interpretation of it and their own opinion about it. But I would, not want to disturb that.
Sure. One second, I'll come back to you. Yes.
Hello, my name's Nisha and I'm from Libas International magazine. I was very lucky as a child to be on the set of Suhag, and then later in life to be on the set of Bagban. And it's been a real pleasure to see the length and breadth of your career, I'm sure for many people, for myself too. Recently I saw you singing in a video, the national anthem, and I was wondering how you feel about your singing voice and about being asked to sing.
My voice is terrible, ma'am. I'm not a singer, but they have wonderful instruments these days, which is called auto-tune. And you sing in whatever rubbish manner that you do, and you feed it into this machine, and it makes you sound like Frank Sinatra. It's a beautiful machine. The extensive use of this machine is what has been deployed by all my music directors. Balki felt that, maybe I should sing the national anthem. In theatres, as you perhaps know, in India, the national anthem is played, everybody stands before a show starts, and then the show plays down. So he felt that it would be nice, rather than have the routine way in which national anthems are sung and played, if I could sing it, so I did it. We wanted to shoot it in Shanti Niketan, which is Rabindranath Tagore's place where he started this institution. Tagore wrote the national anthem of India. So we went down to Kolkata, and since Shanti Niketan was a little far and we didn't have the time, we shot the anthem with me in Tagore's ancestral home, which is called Thakurbadi in Jorasanko in Kolkata. It's still there. There's a lovely museum, and it was just amazing to be in the precincts of that ancestral home, and we sang the national anthem there.
Good morning, and very nice to see you all. My question is focused to Dhanush. My name is Ruby, I'm from Laika Radio, and you gained a lot of attention with your song Why This Golaveri. Will you be singing any more songs in the future? And if it's possible, if you could give us a couple of lines of that very popular song Why This Golaveri as well today?
I really don't.
Come on, should we start for you?
No.
Not that I can sing.
I'm just another actor who depends on auto-tuning big time.
Do you think we could get a line from you?
That song is haunting me. I have to tell you here that when we made that song, we knew it would work with Tamil audience. It was made for Tamil film. And then it really did. It worked. And at that point of time, Amit ji tweeted about that song, and after that it became what it became. It went global. I'm very thankful for that, and you really want me to?
Yes, please.
Okay, now you'll know the truth, how pathetic I sound. And
Rhythm correct? Rhythm correct?
There's a lovely instrument called YouTube. if you can go there, you'll hear him singing.
I've seen that video plenty of times, and there's lots of versions of it as well. But just to hear it live from you would be great, only if you can manage it, otherwise it doesn't matter.
Actually, Balki told me, you dare not sing that song on my film's promotion. So.
That's fine, that's okay, but thank you so much.
With instructions, right. Last question. Yes, lady in the white jacket. Maybe one more, we'll see.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you very much. From Wedding Exhibition Show, I'm Kieran. A very warm welcome to Mr. Bachchan and the team. I just have one question for you, Mr. Bachchan. How does it feel to be titled as a legend? And what's next?
These are wonderful epithets that are manufactured by the media. I don't believe it in them at all. I don't know why they're manufactured and how they come about, but I'm just, another name, another actor in a profession. I just feel very, very humbled, very honored that I've been at it for now 46 years, and the people have, tolerated me for so many years. It's been 200 films. There are a few more that are coming my way, and I hope that I can continue to work. Actors and sportsmen have a lot of similarity. We have a very limited period of time. So long as a sportsman is physically fit, he continues to, find acclaim in his profession. And the same goes with actors as well. Once the face goes and the body goes and the voice goes, then you're shifted. Somebody else will come in. And that's what happens in all these vocations. And that'll happen to all of us. It's already happened to me. But I'm just happy to be doing whatever is being offered, commensurate with my age, and just wonderful to be in the company of the younger generation with all the fresh talent, and to be a part of that.
But you are an inspiration, you know that, don't you?
Mr. Bachchan blushing. That's a great sign. Okay, very last question. Okay, good to go.
Amici, it's a question for you. From Gunjan from Sony TV. Recently you did a TV serial for Sony called Youth. That was a fabulous approach. And do you think it's time that Indian television should change the TV serials, the situation is going on right now?
Yeah, Youth was done with the kind of intention that you're saying. We wanted to do something different which had perhaps not been shown on television or attempted on television. I think when we spoke with Anurag and the team, they felt that perhaps it was time to come away from Saas Bahu serials and do something which was more finite, more realistic. But the serial didn't work, and so we feel that perhaps we made an attempt. But I think that in time to come, there will be changes that will take place. And when that happens, I hope that there are still some people who would want to have the kind of content and the making that we did in Youth. I would definitely want to continue doing that. And if there's another opportunity, I would certainly give another shot at it. But we just felt that, perhaps it was a little too early. Perhaps the audiences weren't prepared for it. A lot of factors go into it, how you construct a story, whether the timing is right, the projection is right, the promotions are right. We'll make another attempt at it. But yes, we do feel very strongly that something new, something fresh must be shown on television.
So myself, I started a TV series here last year, directed and produced it. It's called Cloud9. It was similarly different. It didn't work. I did 125 episodes for 6 months, but we'll keep trying.
Yeah, I think we need to keep trying because it takes a while for audiences to shift their tastes from one particular kind of programming to another. I hope it works.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, before we say goodbye, I'd just like to ask you to all stay seated if you are seated, or stay where you are. And before we say goodbye, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to wish them all the very best for the 6th of February. Shamitabh, ladies and gentlemen, Dhanush, Akshara, and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. Thank you so much.